Hello and welcome back to our video series on the Web Traffic Blueprint. In video 9, we're going to introduce you to some easily overlooked methods to enlist the help of your local and, of course, sometimes national news media. News media such as online as well as offline, news, radio, and magazines. Now this can tap into some traffic sources that you may have never thought possible. Press releases are yet another tool that you can use to harness the traffic that is looking for what you have to offer, but know nothing at all about you, yet. A couple of things you can do to get started with press release process is, first off, you can establish some type of rapport with your local press, be it newspaper and or radio. They are always looking for items that can be used as filler, between reports and music. And you can, of course, also utilize the web-based press too. Another thing to start doing is to come up with a keyword list related to the product or service or offer that the press release will be about. Your keywords will play a big part in the content and mainly in the title / or headline. Remember, you can always hire someone to write your press release for you, but I figure you can handle that part on your own, by spending your own money. So this video will concentrate on you writing your press release from scratch, but we will touch on a couple of options in case you do want to spend your money. And it's not going to be like a whole lot of money. I'm talking anywhere from, can be as low as $10 all the way up to, but no more than really 80 to $100. Anything over $100, I think you're probably being taken for a ride. But again, that just depends. I mean, if somebody is really high quality and highly recommended, then, feel them out. But let's go ahead and take a look at a standard template that you can go by whenever you are creating your press release from scratch. Now luckily there's a universally accepted format for press releases, and this is the same one that's used pretty much the world over. Luckily for us though, because this way we don't have to try to reinvent the wheel. We've just used this basic template and it'll work because it's pretty much the same as everybody else's. The only change I would make would be as far as the contact information. Just to make doubly sure, go ahead and put this at both the beginning and the end. The one thing you want to keep in mind is these three little hash marks, number symbols, pound signs, whatever you want to call them, depending upon what side of the ocean you're on. Make sure these are at the end. I don't know why, don't care, it's just that they are there. And if they're not there, it's a good chance it might get trashed and tossed and not even paid attention to. So aside from all this obvious information, make sure that you have the three number symbols or pound signs at the end of your press release. That being said, a couple of other items. Starting at the top here, we want to make sure that the headline or title is in bold and that it is keyword rich. And then the subheading or summary is in italicized print. And then of course you have your city, your state, the date, month, day, year, this exact format. And then the summary again, only this time not in italicized. Then you've got a quote. The quote can be by yourself or by someone else. The one thing you want to keep in mind throughout your press release though is that you are in the third person. So if you are quoting yourself, just remember that there is no I or me. But when talking about you, use your name. For example, when John came up with the idea of, as an example, instead of when I came up with the idea of. See, you're talking in the third person. You don't want to use the words I or me. You want to use your name as if you are referring to you. Another thing is that you do not want to have this as a blatant self-promotional tool. You do not want to be advertised. You don't want it to be overly hyped. You want it to be talked about as if you are talking about this product. Not that it is your product, but that you are interviewing somebody about this product. Again, you don't want to make this a sales page. You want to make this a press release. Very important. Otherwise, folks that are reading this, that are going to be releasing it, may just look at it as like, my goodness, this guy, who does he take us for? So anyway, make sure you're not overhyping your press release. Make sure that it is sticking to the facts. Now again, you can just use this as a basic template to go by. You can always pause the video and copy this yourself so you have a blank template to go by. But to add to this, let's go ahead and check out a site that deals strictly with press releases and you can get some more ideas. Now, of course, you can also do a search on your search engine of preference for press release sites and come up with a whole bunch of sites, but the granddaddy, the big one, it's called PR Web, and here's their URL, prweb.com. Now, there's a whole lot of information in here. And if we click on, let's just say this one here, for example, because it's at the top. Here we have the heading or the title, and again they probably have some kind of keyword rich phrases in here as well. Here's the summary in italicized, rather large summary, but still. Here is I'm sorry, that was a subheading. Here's the summary here, and you've got the date here, and you've got a clickable link here or the website URL here as well. So look over a few of these press releases in here and use that in conjunction with the template that you have, and that'll give you a better idea as to what these press release services are looking for. And once you've got your press release put together, by all means add it to prweb.com and or add it to any of the number of